Hey everybody, how's it going? It's your boy, it's PonQo. I'm back with a fresh new episode. It's dropping like a fiery mixtape. Yugioh Worldwide Edition Stairway to the Destined Duel. Let's get cracking. So, this is not how I intended this episode to begin. Now, I know what you're thinking. What do you mean? This is how all the episodes begin. Well, you'd be wrong. Most of them pick up exactly where I left off. Well, I accidentally, due to some unforeseen circumstances, ended up playing a little bit off camera. And what I mean by that is that it was actually on camera at the time. But, well, my computer has this issue where it just crashes sometimes for reasons that are inconsistent at best. And yeah, so my computer crashed. That's the long and the short of it. And though it is unfortunate, all in all, it was okay. I was able to get a couple of little like warm-up games in. So I'm gonna rehash kind of the premise that I established in that little piece of episode that unfortunately the file corrupted whenever it crashed, and you know, I'll never ever get it back. So sniffle, oh well, so sad, too bad, not rad, what have you. So I'm gonna go on ahead. I was gonna try to go in Fisher, to names Witch, Robin Goblin, but Robin Goblin's a trap, and I just said it this turn. So disregard that. Let's get back to business. Let's get back to what I was talking about. My goal, as it has always been, is to try and get 5 more wins than losses on everybody. You know, that's kind of the name of the game. I mean, of course, the name of the game is Yugioh Worldwide Edition Stairway to the Destined Duel, am I right? No. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm getting at. Trying to get 5 more wins than losses against everybody, because that is how I unlock some sick new opponents. Again, I'm looking at you, Bandit Keith. I'm looking at you, Duke Devlin. But I had a bad record against Seto Kaiba. Well, in that little snippet of an episode that, you know, like I said, a little snippet of an episode I recorded, I was actually able to tip the scales in my favor. That's right, I defeated him enough times, and one of these I really wish I hadn't lost the file on it, because it was actually stupid. I 100% should have lost. But, and it was my own fault. I attacked with 3 monsters into what was a pretty easy read of a Mirror Force. But, oh well. What is it that old people say? The road to hell is paved with good intentions? Something like that. But yeah, a magic, like, perfect Time Wizard play actually saved my life. Alright, is this going to be Mirror Force? It is not. This one's going to be more or less a shutout. There's actually one more thing that happened in that little snippet of an episode that I wish that I had the footage of that. Again, I wish it hadn't gotten corrupted. I pulled Pot of Greed. I've done it. I don't have to worry about getting that gosh darn card anymore. And now, if I can just get Regeki, I can put that baby to bed. And I can move on to bigger and greener pastures. Yeah, I was actually about to just instinctively go for the Pot of Greed again, because that was the muscle memory that I gave myself last episode. You know what? I'm gonna go for Do I want to go Harpy's Feather Duster? Do I... You know, I'm just going to keep going where we get you. Okay, didn't get it. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, yeah. You can see right here, I've got 4 wins, 2 losses against Seto Kaiba. It's a great feeling. It's a great place to be knowing that I've got a positive record against Seto. So, we're just going to grind out a few more wins. That's ultimately the purpose of this episode. Just farming some wins against the original Kaiba brother. I get a little foggy on what the Kaiba brothers' backstory is from the show. Because I remember there's a little bit of like expanded universe season 3 magic going on there, where there's a 3rd Kaiba brother. Noah has green hair. Okay, I actually hate this. I think I'm gonna try going in with Dark Elf and trying to bait out the trap. Yep. Okay. So now I don't have any monsters in my hand that I can summon. And now this is happening. Okay. Oh, he's won. I've done it. He's done it. Okay. Because he's done it. He's actually done it. This is laughable, how this went from probably lost to absolutely won. Alright, that's a good feeling. But yeah, there was some expanded universe season 3 backstory involving the green-haired Kaiba brother who has an arc, if memory serves. I don't... Ooh, what's this? Bell of Destruction. Very, very good. Wait, yeah. Bell of Destruction. That's another thing that makes me wonder if this is a translation, because I want to say that it's called Ring of Destruction IRL, but I could also have just completely mind-flooded myself. It's also possible that the card hadn't actually come out whenever this game was conceived. And so they gave it a name that they thought might become the real name, and then it just didn't. I don't know. Okay, negate attack is tempting to take out. Yeah, see, there's that pot of greed. That big old yellow teethed smile. Right, I gotta think of what card do I want to take out. One Fisher makes sense. And it makes sense because Ring of Destruction is spot removal and life point damage. Fisher is only spot removal, and I've got 3. So I think that taking out Fisher is the right call. Okay. I just need 2 more wins here, and then I can move on. I remember I still need to get 5 wins versus Mai. Also, you can unlock Pegasus in this game by, it's as easy as just getting the card Toon World. The problem is, so far I do not have the card Toon World. So I really don't know, what do I want to do? I think I could A, do nothing. You know what? I'm gonna leave Giant Rat in defense and see what occurs. Okay. Goblin attack force is fine. I think I don't trap hole that. I think I magic cylinder that. Face down's got me a little scared, nothing too bad. Okay, here's the plan. Let's go Fisher. Let's go flip summon. I'm going to try for that direct attack. Okay, that was not too bad. I'm thinking these two cards here are going to be a fantastic out to pretty much anything that he could conceivably do. So far, so good. Is it even worth... It's not even worth using Trap Hole in that, in my opinion. I think I've just got to let this one hit me. Alright, let's... Hit me with your best shot, you know what I'm saying? Call me... It's not Pat Benatar, is it? Is it Pat Benatar? This thing's hit me with your best shot? I don't remember. You know, I'm actually gonna look it up while he's playing his turn. Okay. Well, I was able to press exactly 2 buttons on my phone. And by buttons, I don't have a, phone with buttons on it. What do you think I am, old? Nah. I don't mean buttons. I mean taps. He's gonna bring back Dark Hole. But it's fine because I have... Yeah, I've got Magic Jammer, so I don't have to cry yet. Okay, he's doing his turn. Yeah, I'm gonna try to multitask here. And by multitask, I actually can't multitask. I'm trying my best, but I'm incapable. I have to use both hands on the keyboard and or both hands on my phone. Oh, dude, hit me with their best shot is totally Pat Benatar. What was I thinking of? There's another person that's not Pat Benatar that also did some popular music. I'm trying to think. I'm not thinking of like Heart because it's a marginally different like feel than Hit Me with the Best Shot. Okay, what else did Pat Benatar do? That might be the real solution to my problem here. Just figuring out what did Pat Benatar actually... Okay, she did Hit Me with Her Best Shot and other songs that I'm not aware of. Was she like a one-hit wonder, or was she... Oh, no. She did Heartbreaker. Okay, I love Heartbreaker. Well, at least I remember really liking it. I haven't heard it in a long time. But Heartbreaker is solid. Yeah, just need one more win against Seto Kaiba. Okay, what else did Pat Benatar do? Yeah, lots of songs that I probably should know but don't. At least not actively. Okay. You know what? I've got a new thing I'm gonna Google. Pat Benatar, but different. See if we can find some other musical artists who are essentially Pat Benatar, but different. Okay, so I lost the dice roll. You know what? My Google search is not really giving me anything to work with, so back to the stopwatch. Back to the that generally dominates my phone space while I'm doing these episodes. Okay, I'm going first. I'm thinking the Big Shield Garden is like obviously the right play, so why push it? Okay, dude, I have to get rid of Time Wizard next. I don't know. I've had to take stuff out of this deck. I'm not sure why I left Time Wizard in. It's actual garbage. Despite the fact that it won me that game that will never see the light of day, unfortunately. That's gotta be another example of just the random cards. Like, I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. I was looking up character deck lists, and it appears as though the deck lists are not 100% consistent. Game to game, there are some variations that can appear in the deck list, as well as just apparently there's just some straight up actually random cards that appear in every deck. I want to say that I read that there's like 3 or 4 or so cards, just random cards that'll appear in every deck list. So I'm thinking that Crazy Fish was probably an example of just a random card that found its way into Seto Kaiba's deck, because the AI in this game, which I've mentioned time and time again, a little weird, a little wacky, a little bizarre. Negate attack. Do I want to let that negate attack? Yeah, I'll let that resolve. What are you going to do? Tribute summon? I've got that Bell of Destruction ready for when you try it. Yeah, let's go. Yep. I think that Bell of Destruction is one of the few ways that you can actually achieve a draw in this game. This is enough to win with right here. Okay. Just like that, the Kaiba dynasty has been torn down. And the new king is a man named PonQo. He's done it. He's actually done it. So now we'll be able to move on. I can start farming out some wins against Mai. That seems like a good plan to me. I've got my wins against Joey. Got my wins against Bakura. Let me confirm. Yep, 7 wins, 2 losses versus Kaiba Seto. So, you come here often, Mai? To this general vicinity in the city? Oh, what's that? You never leave? What a lonely life you must live. Robin Goblin's a good opener here. My concern against Mai is always that she's going to open Harpy's Feather Duster. So I think maybe I don't set both of these, because I do have Dark Hole. What's my angle? You know what? I'm going to go all in. In part because it's only 2 cards. It's not like I'm having to make big calls. I'm gonna hold on for now. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Get a special summon going. Let's get Gazelle. Yeah, I hope you're ready to lose 3 cards, Mai, because it's about to be Robin Goblin City out in these parts. Partner. I mean, Robin Goblin... that's not the one I want to attack with. In my opinion, Robin Goblin is a little underappreciated. Because look at these games that it just straight up wins for me. Granted, I'm sure it would be a little bit different if you were playing in real life against real people and not against this crazy freaking AI. This AI that doesn't know which way is up, doesn't know right from wrong, or right from left, or wrong from left, or down from left. Yeah, I took that as many directions as I could before I ran out of directions. Call me a a no longer supported GPS service because it looks like I'm all out of directions. you hear what I'm saying on that one? Alright, she's out of cards. What did she even have? Dark Hole. She probably could have used that at some point. Oh well. Swords. Probably could have definitely absolutely used that. Harpy's Pet Dragon, Monster Reborn. Yeah, all this stuff would have been really, really nice for her to have. You know, she didn't have to be so shy about it, that's all I'm saying. If she had some cards that could have put the hurting on me, all she had to do was use them. But instead, here we are. I'm going to add a little bit of insult to injury. I'm going to just attack her directly with her own Harpy's Pet Dragon for the win. And we'll move on to the next game. Man, I feel like in the first few episodes of the series, I was lucky to do like just a couple of games per episode. But now here I am, and I'm able to do a lot of games in an episode. A lot of duels. Dehuman. Interesting. Yeah, there's a card, IRL. It's pretty hilarious. It's called Little D. You can only imagine the jokes that card is the butt of. Am I right? Okay, what you got? You got a face down monster, you got a face down spell card, trap card, something like that. Fish, change of heart, okay. Pot of Greed is gonna, okay, Pot of Greed was lovely because it gave us Graceful Charity. Graceful Charity is fantastic because it gave us Summon Skull. He's actually done it. Let's ditch that. Let's ditch, what do I got? 2 7-colored fishes. I'll ditch one of them. Let's go. Change of heart. Let's see what's your monster here. You got a Cyber Harpy. Okay. Can't say I understand why you put it in face down defense, but perhaps I can indeed respect it. Now, hopefully, you're not about to punish me for putting a big monster on the board and attacking you with it. But it's not the end of the world if you. Yeah, that's not punishing at all. It's a little bit of pedantry, silliness, ultimately. It's a little bit of silliness to, oh, what does that card do? Can I read it? No? Okay. Holy heck. Too bad you put that in defense mode, am I right? Anyway, generally speaking, negate attack only has a couple of good purposes. One of them is if I'm so distracted here actually. One of them is if you can protect your own monster, use it for tribute summon or an effect during your own turn. The other reason is if you're literally going to lose if you don't use negate attack. She used it for a pretty ineffective purpose as far as I'm concerned. Okay, what is a guy that's better at Yu-Gi-Oh than me do right now? Honestly, he probably just summons something and goes in for the attacks. I've definitely got this one in the bag. There's no question about it. She way overcommitted to the field. Unfortunately, put her monster in defense points after buffing up its stats so darn much. So that one battle was just a complete like -3 to her, which was horrible. She's down to only having one card right now, about to have another. If it's a good monster, I've got Bell of Destruction to get rid of it. I've got Monster Reborn. I think this is in the bag. Does this have to be face up? Yeah, it does. It does. I'm trying to think. I can't really imagine her having any good defense expensive monsters in her deck, so I've got no reason not to go all in. So something about doing this Let's Play series. A couple of times buddies have come up to me and been like, hey, so what's it like, you know, like hearing your own voice? Isn't that a little crazy? And I gotta tell you the truth here. It's not. I've heard my own voice enough times by this point in my life, because let's be real. You know, video recordings of things exist, and as I mentioned before, I study performance and theater and things like that, and I've done some like short film work, like pretty low level stuff in the grand scheme, but I have done some work helping out some of my buddies at college. Let's go for that win. Alright, he's done. I've heard my own voice enough times that it's not jarring. What is slightly jarring, in the earlier episodes, sometimes my word choice was jarring, and also, I've got a sibilant S, which you may have noticed. It's a little bit more difficult for me to notice just listening to myself on a regular basis, because, you know, it's from the first person. I'm used to it because that's how we speak. It's how I've spoken for years. It's not by choice that I've got a sibilant S. And it's kind of insulting that the word sibilant has an S right at the beginning. And that ultimately all of these sentences have had like a billion S's in them. So that's a little jarring to me, I gotta be honest. Okay, let's get rid of Copycat, let's get rid of Giant Soldier. Yeah, Giant Soldier. Okay, please no Harpy's Feather Duster. I wonder if Heavy Storm exists in this game. My instinct is that it probably does not, but I just can't help but wonder. Don't want to resolve this part of the chain. Let's go to Giant Rat, which is also gonna get destroyed. I'm gonna take a small amount of life point damage. Okay, I don't want that to... That's part of the chain. No, special summon, yes. The menuing gets a little annoying in this game sometimes, but it's nothing too bad. I can't really complain. Fire Moon Pegasus. Okay, cool. Let's see here. What else is there? I remember something I told myself whenever I saw this. I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about that on my next PonQo episode. I gotta tell you guys, I saw this video, I was scrolling through Facebook, and really I never watch videos on Facebook because they all just drive me completely insane. They'll make me just really, really frustrated. But I saw this one, and it was this man who went around and was asking people if he could buy their dog. You know, he'd like go to parks or whatever. He'd be like, oh, that's a lovely dog you've got there. Can I buy it for $10,000? And they'd be like, heck no, this is my dog. Dog is man's best friend. Maybe you have heard this before. He's like, oh, what if I offered you $100,000? And they'd be like, you're messing with this. And he's like, nah, I'm shooting you straight here. I'm being real. And they're like, nah, thanks, but no thanks. So, on one level, it would be extremely strange if a person that you don't know came up to you and was like, hey, can I buy your dog for an exorbitant amount of money? So, if it was one of those, it sounds too good to be true, so I'm sure it's not. kind of deals in the minds of the people that this guy was talking to. It's like he was showing them like a briefcase full of money here. If they were afraid of getting like ripped off, yeah, if that's what they were afraid of, that's one thing. Harpy Lady Sisters, that's cool. That's cool. But like, get real. $10,000 is a lot of money, right? And $100,000 is 10 times more money than that. So that's like a heck of a lot of money. You can get less money for winning freaking game shows. Am I right? I know I'm right, you know? So, I gotta be honest. If I was in those people's shoes, I would have a lot more money and one less dog. It strikes me as completely absurd that they... I don't mean to sound insensitive. You know, I don't mean to sound heartless. But like, you know, we're all adults here, right? You know, like, a dog is, and again, I mean this with as much respect as possible, a dog is an animal. A dog is a thing that is, while scientifically proven to be very comforting, and while it's like, you know, a companion and everything, it's also not a human companion. People buy and sell dogs. They breed them, you know, they, like, I don't really know what I'm trying to get to with this, except for I just think it's entirely ridiculous that, you know, they didn't even consider it. It wasn't even like they mulled it over. It's like, oh, I would never do that because this dog is my best friend. I respect that, like, I really do. But also, you've got, like, it's got to be like a bracket system, right? And like like non-human best friends have to be in a different category. Okay, so imagine what if it was like the same conversation, okay? But it was like, I had a plant. I had like a small tree, okay? And someone's like, hey, that's a lovely small tree you're carrying around in that flower pot there. Or that tree pot, I guess might be the more accurate way to phrase that. That's a lovely small tree you have there. Would you mind parting with it for like $101,000? I'm giving myself an extra $1,000 here because, you know, arbitrary reasons. Plants are living organisms that respond to stimuli. And I could potentially have like an emotional attachment to it. People nurture plants, they raise them. Plants can be a part of someone's life for a long time. But you better believe I'd be $101,000 richer and one plant poorer. Like, it seems so obvious whenever you put it in that kind of context. Like, honestly, how's a dog that different? Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching me play Yu-Gi-Oh! And thanks for listening to me talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, like Pat Benatar and a guy buying people's dogs. That's all I've got, so thanks for tuning in. In the meantime, catch you later. But in the meantime, PonQo out.